Hello, everybody. Welcome to Is This a Ghost? I'm Clayton Smith, and every week I tell a real ghost story from real history to my real friend Patrick Dean, who does not take it real seriously. And that's it. That's the deal. That's the show in a nutshell. If you don't like it, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You read the synopsis.
There's no room for improvement here. We don't take notes and we don't make it better than it is. It just is. Well, this has been pretty good. Anything to add? What's going on? Anything happening in the world? I haven't been checking the news. Has there been news?
That must be so liberating and so. I don't know. I think there's some stuff going on in the news.
Anything that we need to talk about?
Nothing we have a shred of control over. So I'm going to say no.
Okay, great. Great. There's a new subset of listeners who hate it when we talk about the world and life.
You know, if they want this comedy podcast to be their little respite, I can't blame them. I really can't.
True. That's true. So that's not what we're here for. Yeah. Actually, that's why we build in the sound of you saying whap, 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 whap every week. You can skip through that stuff. It's great. Get right to Patrick's gross sounds.
I did have
start the show.
I did have a very middle-aged, busy dad moment this week that just like drives a nail right into my skull. It was Saturday night. 2 of the 3 kids were over at Grandma's house. Nice. Me and Amy and Stella. Amy and Stella were watching a scary movie. Whatever the Demi Moore one is.
Ghost?
No. Like it's I don't know. It's gonna be on the tip of my tongue, and everyone at home is like throwing their phone into the bathtub.
G.I. Jane?
It is. I think it was G.I. Jane, actually. Yeah. It's nominated for an Oscar this year. I don't know what that was. It's nominated for an Oscar this year. Anyway, they're watching. And Amy warned me. She said, it's a scary movie. And I said, okay, then I'll be in the basement with my headphones on because it sounds really spooky. And I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll find a video game that I like and I'll play it. I'll have a great time.
Yeah.
And so I know, right? And I thought, you know what? I've never played, even though it's been out for like a million years, Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, right? The second one?
You firing up 1 or 2? Yeah, so yeah.
2.
Okay.
2, right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I thought, you know, that's what I'm going to do tonight. I've got the whole night ahead of me. I got at least 3 hours before I pass out from exhaustion.
That's not going to be enough.
No. Well, and so that's what I discovered as well, was like a half hour of updating video card drivers and Windows installs, and a half hour of actually downloading the game and installing it. And then another 10 minutes of updating Xbox controller drivers. And then, then the game finally turns on. I'm like, oh, good, finally. An hour and a half has gone by, but it's time for game. And the game's like, no, it's time for movie. We're going to show you a movie for the first hour of the game.
That game, I mean, once you get in, it's great and it's totally worth it. But that game, that's a commitment.
Oh, my God.
You got to get into the mountain.
I bet it's so fun. I bet it's so much fun. But you know what? After 3 hours, I finally thought to myself, why did I do this to myself? When am I ever going to find another 3 hours to sit down and play a video game? I should just play Tetris. I should have spent 3 hours playing Tetris. Would have had a ball. Absolute ball.
What you have to do is get one of your kids to sit down at like 7 a.m. and start the process for you.
I need an intern. That's what I need. I need an intern just for the house. Yeah,
that's right. Okay. Actually, hey, listen, we have a pretty good history of getting free unpaid interns. If anyone would like to help Patrick set up games so that he can just jump in and play them.
Hours ahead of time.
Hours ahead.
Yeah.
Yes. You get to sit in Patrick's basement and there are lots of snacks down there. So that's a perk. Unpaid, but perks.
Unlimited snacks. I haven't seen the wall in years. The snacks just like keep going all the way back. I don't even know if there is a wall anymore.
Do you like snacks from Aldi? This is the internship for you. Just your cup runneth over now.
This basement is Little Aldi. That's what it is. It's Little Aldi down here. All you have to do, fire up the computer once an hour, click on the Windows Update button, and just click the yes. That's all you got to do. That's all I require. So,
we went to see Dogman in the theater.
Oh, lucky!
It was really fun.
Yeah.
I say we're not sponsored by Dogman, so I don't want to give them too much free advertising. But it was really good, and it was the first time that we took the girls to a theater.
Oh.
Now, Ivy did not like sitting down.
Okay, so I can see that.
She was running all over the theater. And
familiar with her work.
Was running behind her. Yeah, now we were the only ones in the theater, so that was great. Best case scenario, really. And then Maple and I sat and we enjoyed the movie, and it was great. 2 thumbs up for Dogman.
Excellent.
You know what the story of Dogman is?
I am well aware of the story of Dogman. Gloria is a big fan. We've read through them quite a few times. We won some sort of like Dave Pilkey gift basket one time at a signing of his. So
All right.
got a bunch of autographed things of his.
Yeah, what they do is they cut the head off a dog and they sew it onto the body of a man.
Oh, okay. You wanted me to explain to you what what
Well,
Dogman.
I just wish someone had explained it to me before the movie because it was unsettling. Once they got that bit of discomfort out of the way, the movie was great.
Yeah, and I'm sure you like leaned over to Aaron and we're like, "Is he still a narc?" Oh, once it cancels it out, he's okay.
But yeah, good stuff. That was my dad moment of the weekend. All right. Well, you want to? Oh, we can't get ready to the story yet. Okay, so Is This a Ghost is sponsored this week by the Founding Fathers.
What?
And what I'm
going
to do? Yeah, yeah, that's right. Their money's good here, so we'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
They're on all the money. I'm going to send you something.
They're on all the money. I mean, it is
right.
It's their money.
Their money, so they don't have to part with it, but they do for us, and we say yes. Now, Pat, I'm going to send you a note about what this sponsorship is going to be like.
I love doing this live. This is
Well,
I'm sure the sponsors.
I thought about sending it to you yesterday, and then I thought this will be better. So while you're reading this and processing, I'll just remind everybody that, folks, you as a human person who exists in the world with us, if you want, you can sponsor an episode of Is This a Ghost? And if you want to do that, all you have to do is go to isthisaghost.com/store. And in our regular store, there's an option for you to sponsor an episode for $25. It's a great deal. And you submit that money, and then you just tell us what you want us to read or say or do on the air. And within reason, we'll probably do it because we don't have a whole lot else going on in that
you've heard the Smart Labels ads?
We will take some liberties. I hope that's fine. But that's what's happened here today. So the Founding Fathers have been so generous, and they've purchased a sponsorship. So we'd like to sponsor them. And Patrick, do you understand the assignment here?
I do. Yes. Yeah. I've read through it a couple times. Pretty sure I know what's going on here. I haven't had that many beers, so yeah, I can read. Yeah.
And I assume you know which one is you.
I am. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I recall.
Okay. So whenever you're ready.
Abraham.
George, is that you?
Abraham, stop cut. Abraham.
George. Hi, George. George, it's been a long time. How are you?
Abraham, I have moments. I have moments.
Well, then tell me what's going on.
I have one wish of you, Abraham.
Did you walk all the way over here?
Walked, crawled, stumbled. You know.
You look well.
There was a lift involved as well. Anyway, I have one wish and moments to give it to you.
Are you okay?
No.
I lied when I said you looked well. You look terrible.
Abraham.
Why are you so pale?
I'm flattening out like an old Macy's Day balloon.
I know, and somehow I'm expanding as if I'm puffing up like a Macy's Day balloon. You can probably see I'm in the buff.
Quite buff, in fact. Anyway, Abraham, stop distracting me. I have a command. I have one wish.
Yes, George?
Before I expire from this green earth.
Yes?
Abraham, you must do this for me.
You keep giving preamble. It doesn't sound like you're in a hurry.
Preamble is kind of my thing. I don't know if you read the preamble that I wrote. But I need you to go onto your best friend's phone. Not me, your other best friend. Whichever best friend you can find.
I have a list somewhere. Go
Rob
on.
his phone of him. Take it of him.
Yes?
Distract him somehow. Jingle keys. Maybe throw them in the yard.
My best friend is my dog. But he doesn't have a phone.
Abraham.
What?
Buy the dog a telephone, please.
Okay. This is your wish to buy my dog. Okay, let me write this
down.
down.
There are more steps, Abraham.
I'm going to need more paper.
I only have so much energy left. Abraham, take your dog's phone, or your friend's phone, or your wife's phone if you don't share bank accounts.
Buy Pinky a phone. Sorry, what was number 2?
I never knew his name. I
never wanted you to know.
Take said phone. Open said phone. I'm not sure what opening the phone means in this context, but do it.
I've never seen a phone.
And take this phone item and open it and visit. Is this a ghost on the internet? I'm not sure what those words mean either, but do it. And
This is your last wish?
There's quite a bit to it, actually.
Are you sure?
I didn't realize. I tried to memorize it in the lift on the way over, but it was hard. Take said phone and please subscribe to Is This a Ghost? Ghost Plus on your friend's telephone. I'm sure they don't have all that stuff locked down. They may even take PayPal.
George?
Yes?
Is your dying wish that I will get one new subscriber to this podcast? Is This a Ghost?
Yes. Illicitly, if possible.
That feels
Or necessary.
not really worthwhile. Perhaps I could tell all the people to subscribe to Is This a Ghost?
But what if all of your followers... I'm sure you're still very popular in the future, Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, the fewer clothes I wear, the more popular I become.
Then, Abraham, tell your followers to subscribe to Ghost Plus or to take their phones from the friends illicitly and subscribe them to Ghost Plus.
That's a lot of responsibility. I don't mind telling you, George, I need more responsibility, like I need a hole in the head.
Oh, Abraham, you have always been quite the character. Now, please, before I expire here in the foyer, why didn't you let me in from the foyer? I don't really understand. I would have loved to be on the couch.
You crawled in through the upstairs window. I don't understand how you even got here.
Please, before I expire, do this one thing. Subscribe to Ghost Plus.
George? George, you're bleeding all over my floor. Please leave. I will subscribe everyone to Ghost Plus, though. 1 second. I will do that.
Thank you, Abraham.
Oh, you're fine.
I was playing possum.
That was a test, and I passed.
I learned it from my grandmother, who was a possum.
I knew her well. Yes. Well, please
Goodbye. Bye, Abraham.
Goodbye.
Can you please click the button on my phone to call the lift again?
No, I'm busy using it to subscribe to Ghost Plus.
Goodbye, Abraham.
Oh, he's dead now. And that's thank you for our sponsors, the Founding Fathers, for this message. And I would do what they say.
What a long script they sent us. I'm really surprised.
It was the longest script I've ever seen in my life. That's $25 worth for sure. And I guess you should do it. You should subscribe. If there's one thing that the now times are teaching me, it's that the Founding Fathers, when they rise from the graves, are going to be so fucking pissed. And so you don't want them on your bad side. You want to do what they say. You want to go tell all your friends to subscribe to Is This a Ghost? And then maybe even Ghost Plus. I don't know. That's George's words, not mine. Man's dying wish. Thank you to the Founding Fathers. Anything else? Oh, just really briefly. Exciting news, very exciting news. We have officially launched 3D Ghost Coin.
Oh, yes.
It's up in the world and people are thrilled. Now, the only problem with 3D Ghost Coin is that all our servers are in Canada. And now it's a bit of a trade war brewing. So I think as of last check, that has been postponed for the next 30 days.
Okay. So
we're okay for now.
Yeah. So I'm going to be cashing out the 3D Ghost coin just to get it out of Canada. And then I'll be re-putting it into America somehow.
Yes. Into $ America.
Exactly.
Which is our new branding.
Yep.
Branding is the American podcast.
It's 3D America coin. That's what we are now.
Yeah. So it's been a journey and we're just making so much money. So I just wanted you to know that. And I wanted our listeners to know that we're all rich, everybody, except for the fact that our coin is mined in Canada. And that could be a problem. All right. With all that said,
very jaunty music, though.
It is very
sad story, jaunty music.
It's how the news gets you.
Mm-hmm.
How the news gets you. Coming back next evening at 6 p.m. All right. Well, now I must ask, are you ready to hear a ghost story?
Absolutely.
Oh boy. All right. Well, Welcome to our final story of the Ozarks suite.
Ooh, all
We're
right.
wrapping it up tonight. Now, there are more stories in the Ozarks that we might revisit at some point, including actually a Ghost Plus Ghosty that we're going to record after this. So it's gonna be a little bit.
Hey.
So there is more to tell. There's more to mind from the Ozarks.
Mhm.
But for now, we're gonna put a nice little bow on this little suite because I just can't keep going back to the Ozarks. It's just killing my soul a little bit. Come up for air. We'll dive back in. So we are ending this with the most haunted place in all of the Ozarks. Any
Saying
guesses?
something? Okay. Most haunted place in all of the Ozarks.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go with Indian Point. That's what I'm gonna go with. Indian Point Peninsula into Table Rock Lake. That is my guess. Nope. Perfect. Excellent.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Home of Silver Dollar City, though. My
You
goodness.
think Silver Dollar City is haunted?
It's on Indian Point, so I figured, yeah, may as well just say the
And
whole
why do you
thing.
think Indian Point is haunted?
Because Silver Dollar City is there.
Okay, so it's kind of it's a loop.
It's a little, yeah, it's self-referential. But I mean, how else do they afford all that land?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a lie. Yeah. That's
So
big
it's called,
coasters.
it's called Indian Point, and then they build an amusement park in the middle of it. Come on, like I got good odds on that.
Okay,
Am I
well,
right?
that's wrong. No,
Okay,
that's
that's
wrong.
fair.
So we are going to talk today about the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Ooh, not the Missouri Ozarks,
No,
Arkansas Ozarks.
the even weirder Ozarks,
Yes.
if you can believe it.
That is super Ozarks down there.
Yes, it is. Your wife sent me a fun TikTok about the Ozarks and about the creepy hill people who live there, and I shared it on our TikTok. So if you're not following us, go check it out. You'll learn it's scary down there.
Mhm.
It's scary.
I would join the TikTok, but I don't think you can join TikTok in America anymore. I think.
Yeah, if you didn't have it on your phone, you're out of luck.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So yeah, we'll get past it. All right, so the Crescent Hotel is built in 1886. It's designed by a man named Isaac S. Taylor, whom, according to the internet, was one of the most important architects of St. Louis and the surrounding area.
Hmm.
Ben does not go on to name any of his buildings.
Should have said self-important architects, actually.
So this hotel was intended originally to be a resort for the rich and famous.
That want to spend their free time in the Arkansas Ozarks, I guess.
Draped over the Arkansas trees. Yep, so that's the goal. Now, unfortunately, the hotel became unmanageable and fell into disrepair, which I think is my mantra for 2025. Become unmanageable and fall into disrepair. Oh, man. Live like a chain-smoking ghost.
Mm-hmm.
What this means really is that a luxury hotel in the Arkansas Ozarks in 1886 was a bad business idea. So the hotel takes some time off. Eventually,
From being a hotel?
Yeah.
That can't be
well,
easy.
just like from being a hotel, from being a building, from just kind of being like, just taking some it time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's an eat, pray, love situation.
What does it do exactly in this time it takes away from being a building?
You know what? They didn't write it down.
Okay.
So it's hard to say.
Is it just not standing up anymore?
Yeah, I think it probably went over to the hot springs. It probably soaked for a while.
Oh man.
That's what I would do if I
Come
was in
back
that
refreshed.
situation in the Ozarks.
Real
That's right.
refreshed.
Do you want to tell everyone your hot spring story?
I do not want to tell the hot spring story again. I think we've shared that one quite a bit.
Anyway, so the hotel takes time. Eventually, though, it finds itself and it reopens as the Crescent College and Conservatory for Young Women.
Oh, okay. Even better.
And it operates as such for 16 years, but it closes down again in 1924. Then it opens in 1930 as a junior college. Now, that only lasted 4 years.
People that opened it were like, wait. College is only 4 years, guys. We don't have to be open any longer than that. Freshmen come in, seniors go out, turn the lights off. That's how it works.
This is Arkansas. That's how education works. So they shut down again in 1934. And then in 1937, a man named Norman G. Baker buys the building. He decides to turn it into a hospital.
Okay.
So here we go.
It's gone through the big building like trifecta now. It was hotel, it was college, now it's hospital. Perfect.
Now we're going to find some ghosts. Norman Baker was a millionaire inventor who styled himself as a doctor.
A millionaire. What does a millionaire inventor invent in these days?
Don't worry, we'll get there.
Okay.
Now, did you notice the part that he styled himself as a doctor?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's an important line that I want to really circle back to.
Yeah, we're not a medical doctor here. We're a pretend doctor. Here's what I'm hearing.
No medical training.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
It's like a doctor of philosophy or something? Or is it just doctor of I'm just going to change my name to doctor type thing?
I'm going to let you be the judge of that.
All right, we'll get there. Yep. Okay.
You tell me how warranted it is once you hear his whole deal. Baker claimed to have discovered a number of cures for all sorts of ailments, including and primarily cancer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Way ahead of his time.
Sure. I mean, even today, they've only just begun to cure cancer.
So he finds the cure. He launches frequent attacks on organized medicine at the time.
Sure.
Oh. Sorry, this is just in over the iTag wire. Norman G. Baker has just been appointed Surgeon General for the Trump administration. Wow, incredible update. Thank you. Stay tuned as this story develops. Now, Patrick, you may ask yourself, why is this genius doctor opening up a hospital in Eureka Springs, Arkansas?
What is he running from exactly?
Well, that's a great question. The answer to that is very simple. He has been run out of Iowa for practicing medicine without a license.
Oh, man. But he was just practicing.
That's the whole point of it.
Why do you expect him to get better in medicine?
It's basically med school up there. So he's treating cancer patients. He moves all of those patients down to Arkansas. Which I want to just, again, circle back to a second, because he has to leave Muscatine, Iowa, because he's not a doctor.
Right.
And his patients who have real cancer say, hey, that doctor is being run out of town because he's not a doctor. I'm entrusting my care to not a doctor who is leaving, going 2 states into the fucking Ozark Mountains. I will follow that doctor to the Ozarks to continue my treatment. His cure for cancer and everything else consisted primarily at this point of drinking the area's natural spring water.
Okay. What was the cure in Iowa, though?
We actually are going to answer that question as well. You're full of great questions, and I'm glad you brought them. And we're gonna get there all in due time.
Arkansas was fresh, mineral-rich hot springs water. Iowa, pure cocaine.
Pure corn cane. It was cocaine harvested from corn. This is Dr. Baker.
Okay, this is after all of his patients have died, looks like.
Supposedly this is during a hypnosis session.
Okay. All right. This must couple well with the mineral water, I would imagine.
I think probably so.
For anyone listening at home, it was a photo of the good doctor looking a little bit like Nikola Tesla or something like that.
Very much like Nikola Tesla, I would say. As if Nikola Tesla had shot lightning from his hands and fried 8 people in their chairs.
This would be the easiest Photoshop of all time. Just paste some lightning bolts in here and it would really hold up.
You know what? There's the rights for this have obviously expired. That could be a new t-shirt. I'd wear it too. Okay, so now this might come as a shock, but Norman Baker is going to play a real pivotal role in the creation of ghosts in our story here. So, so I do want to take a few minutes to really, really dig in to his history. And I want to give a special thanks to the New Yorker for supplying a lot of these incredible details on this. This man is a real visionary. Norman was not always a millionaire inventor. He was born in Muscatine, Iowa in 1882. He's the 10th child of a wealthy engineer.
Okay.
And for a long while, he's just sort of like a general huckster. He starts a mail order.
Not a whole lot of meat left on the bone for the 10th kid. I mean, you really gotta scrap.
Welcome to the world. Good luck. You're on your own. So as a baby, he starts a mail order business for dry goods. He also starts a traveling mind reading act that eventually grows into a full-blown vaudeville magic show.
Oh,
And
okay.
I have a picture from that time. This is kind of a picture within a picture, so I'm going to zoom in here first so you get the full effect of what's happening here. Here is Norman performing an act in his vaudeville show.
Oh, okay. A classic, absolute classic magic trick. There's a gentleman laying splayed across two chairs, not unlike Jean-Claude Van Damme doing the splits move across two folding chairs, except this man is completely prone across the two chairs, and there's a cinder block on his stomach.
That's a big cinder block.
That's a big that is
torso-sized cinder block.
that is just like concrete scrap right there. That is about a 40-pound piece of concrete, and there's, I'm going to assume, an assistant from the crowd is a man wielding the sledgehammer.
It's hard to say who's got the sledgehammer.
Yeah, it really is.
He looks like a strapping young man, though.
He does. He doesn't appear to have the tightest grip on the sledgehammer. The split grip is not what you want in this motion here, and he's going to have a whack at it. So I'm excited.
Here is providing some I don't know, physical assistance. Psychic assistance.
Yes, yes.
I don't know what's happening.
Yep. Yeah. There's a little bit of a Vulcan mind grip thing going on right now. So
yeah, he's gonna massage his head through it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was sort of part of his act. So again, he's a visionary from the jump. He does that for a while, and then he gets rich selling a musical instrument called the air calliophone.
Oh, okay.
Which, as far as I can tell, is just like a regular kind of circus calliope. Those like organy style things.
Sure.
Classic circus.
Yeah, market was huge for those back then. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you sold one, though, you're like, wow, that worked. I'm fucking rich. So he decides he's wealthy enough to be a doctor. And
finally,
yes, he's done it. He's done the one thing you need to be doctor.
Make real money. Have enough money to convince people that you are a doctor.
And so he invents a miracle tonic that contains extracts from watermelon seeds, clover, and corn silk.
Okay, sure.
You tap your resources.
Literally walking through a field and just scooping up shit.
Boop.
And yeah.
Boop. And you. Someone spat this in my face earlier. I'll just pick that off there. That's going in there.
This all costs me $0. That is very convenient for me. I'm paying considerably more for the bottle and the stopper than anything inside.
So he's doing pretty well selling this miracle tonic that just cures everything. And then things really get going when he launches a radio station in 1925.
All right. Okay.
Call letters KTNT stands for Know the Naked Truth.
Okay. Not K Dynamite.
No, but I mean, in a sense.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Here's a quote from the New Yorker. Quote, Baker used its considerable reach along with a print publication to promote his cure, slander his personal enemies, and denigrate the mainstream medical establishment. A favorite target was the American Medical Association, which he once accused of trying to assassinate him.
Thank goodness this kind of behavior died out in the 1920s, Clayton, because
the parallels of researching this, I was just banging my head on a wall. It is, you could tell me same exact details that this story was from 2025, and I'd be like, I think that's right. Here is the cover of his print component.
Yeah, TNT, The Naked Truth.
You want to read the cover here?
And I quote, "Cancer is conquered, mussing up our breadbasket." Wait, is this like a table of contents, or is this?
It must be, because it's either that or the worst tone poem I've ever heard in my life.
It doesn't flow. There's no flow to this. Trust propaganda in our schools. The truth about insurance graft. Tricks of mediums exposed. Oh, that's a low blow right there. He's
selling out his own people.
Yeah,
there.
Exactly. Shall we have, quote, state medicine? Oh God, that one hurts so bad. The power of mind over body. Perfect. Robbers in the night. My new favorite quote: aluminum and medical bigotry. I don't really. If I pick up this publication, I'm thumbing straight to whatever that chapter is. Norman Baker's page. Who I don't know who Norman.
That's him. That's the guy.
That's
our
okay.
friend.
Yeah.
Thank you for paying attention.
Yeah, Norman gets a single page in his own publication. Very, very modest. And finally, the news as we see it.
That's it. That's the naked truth.
Yeah, I'm again very curious about aluminum and medical bigotry. I want to know where the comma should have gone in that phrase right there.
This would be a good test for the internet. See, someone has to have that somewhere. Oh man, if the internet is worth anything, it'll have an archive of that article.
The good news is if you Google aluminum and medical bigotry, it will either give you 0 results or it will take you directly to that page.
Or it'll take you to horse annihilators.
Yeah. Either way, you're getting exactly what you need out of it.
Okay, so anyway, so then he's run out of Iowa eventually, right? And he uses, when that happens, he uses that radio station to tell all his listeners that he has a great new cancer hospital in Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Yes.
And he calls it the Baker Hospital.
Okay.
Apologize to our audio listeners. This is a visual heavy show, but here's an ad for the Baker Hospital.
A very, I'm just going to say looming hospital is a good adjective for it. Just kind of
Yeah,
looming.
I guess I should have showed you a picture of this is what it has looked like the entire time. It still looks like this.
Okay. Yeah. Just a very looming build. It looks like it could be some sort of a factory or maybe an insane asylum. Or a church. It's honestly, it's whatever's in the middle of those three. Yeah. Written big across the top, where sick folks get well, the Baker Hospital. And then in the bottom, an even larger text, we cure cancer tumor. Okay, that's good to know.
Without operation, radium, or X-ray.
Every room with a connecting bath. And,
that is nice.
And of course, this is for the squeamish among us. We do not cut out any organ.
That's important.
This is, I don't know if you know, but I'm like, that's what we do with cancer today half the time. Back then, though, he knew.
This is why we still haven't cured it, isn't it?
I'm not some witch doctor that's going to cut out the tumor. Goodness gracious. God gave you that tumor. We're not doing anything with it.
No, we're just going to cure. And also, we treat all ailments. That's in there as well. So
yes.
It's big on cancer, but we do treat all ailments. If you have the cold, we also will not cut out any organ.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's I do like this logo. That's back in style.
That is very, very nice.
Looks like at a hipster barbershop. Okay, so that's the Baker Hotel. He does a bit of extensive remodeling. He introduces a lavender theme to the interior.
Okay.
He also builds a secret escape route in his office.
Just in case the feds come a-knocking.
It's normal doctor stuff.
Absolutely.
There's a hidden staircase in his office that let him outside. And apparently he ran 6 different businesses at once. The hospital is just one of them. So he had a 6-sided desk built so he could work on each business individually in this little spot.
I love when we find the stories that were direct influence on like American Horror Story or something like that. This is great to finally nail him down here.
Yeah. Baker promises patients that if they come down to Eureka Springs, their cancer will be cured in 3 to 6 weeks.
Oh, wow. That's quick.
It's a guarantee. And if it's not cured in 3 to 6 weeks, they can return for more treatment. Free of charge.
Sure.
Except for board, room, and transportation.
Oh, so, right. But the quack science.
That's free.
That's going to be included after this.
And I want to note that detail is, quote, according to court documents. So medical examinations at the Baker Hospital consisted of pinching patients and, quote, looking at them.
And asking them, quote, does that feel like cancer?
So it's not too long before the authorities are like, hey, man, you got to stop this.
Yeah.
You can't, this is not medicine.
I know this is Arkansas, but so on and so forth.
Now he's of course using his radio station to draw new patients there.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually the Federal Radio Commission revokes his broadcasting permit.
Oh. Well, that'll do it. That'll do it.
It'll do it. Well, will it? Because then Baker does what actually was a pretty common practice at this time, which was he just moved the station to Mexico and cranked up the wattage. I've heard of a lot of people doing this.
I was going to say he just leaned his head out the window and yelled louder, and it turns out not unlike that solution.
It's pretty similar.
Yeah.
So it's still going on. They can't stop it because now it's pirate radio. So then other doctors and scientists start writing articles in trade publications and in newspapers that are debunking Norman's so-called cures.
Right.
But he keeps going. It doesn't
Sure,
affect
yeah.
people don't read stuff.
Especially not his patients. His patients are, yeah.
Well, a lot of them were arrested on January 6th.
Yeah.
And now they're free again. So law enforcement tries to imprison him for practicing medicine without a license, which I would think would be a pretty easy thing to do. But I don't know how, but that didn't go great. He managed to only spend 1 day in jail.
Okay.
And he's back out.
And he's cured.
What?
And he's cured.
No organs removed. And of course, he folds all this into a neat little story about how the jealous medical establishment is working to destroy him.
Oh, man. This story is making me mad on a level I didn't think I was going to feel this evening.
Look, he's just trying to do his work of curing cancer for the masses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the law enforcement is being weaponized against him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unfortunately, he seems actually not able to cure cancer.
Oh, I figured I was going to catch up with him a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Many of his patients died in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So many of his patients did die. And
there's only so many of those like little cards you can fill out saying, oh, that was food poisoning. That one was norovirus. Ceiling fan fell on that guy. That guy fell out the window.
I also now do autopsies and undertaking and death certificates and gosh, what else? Police reports.
I got these 6 desks here. That was 4.
I do make coffins. That's a good one for me. And grave digging.
And then finally, for the complete circle, I'm also an obstetrician. So
that one's just for me.
Yeah, that's.
Oh man. So you may be asking yourself, this guy is clearly not a doctor. And people are dying constantly in his care. So why are people letting him treat them?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Baker did some things that served to make himself look much more doctorly than he actually was.
Oh.
For example, when you entered the hospital, you would see a bunch of bottles on the shelves with, and this is a quote, tumors and human flesh in them.
Oh.
And he would display it to make himself look like a real doctor.
But he just said he didn't remove the organs. This is very confusing to me.
I have a picture for you. Hold on a second.
Oh, I don't know if I want to see this picture.
This is a pretty safe one.
Okay, yeah, this is a very macro level photo right here. This is not a big deal.
Now, I don't know. There aren't many of these jars that are big enough, I think, to hold an organ. So this is just like,
these are mostly old whiskey bottles. Is what I'm seeing from this distance. There's a lot of whiskey bottles here.
So it's a lot of small and little tincture bottles. So you're getting fingers in some of those. You're getting, I don't know, you're scraping off maybe some belly in there. But I don't think you're not getting an organ.
No.
They'll really jam it in there.
I'm very confused when I walk into the cancer doctor's building and there's just like a finger in a bottle. Like, was that a cancer? Yeah,
it's cancer. Cancer lives in the finger.
Mm-hmm, yep. Exactly.
Yeah. What do you? It's 18. What time is it? It's 1940. What do you know? Cancer lives in the finger. Are you gonna trust you? Or are you gonna trust me? I'm a doctor and I'm drunk. Come on. It's in the finger.
Have you not seen the bottles?
How do you think those empty themselves? No. So this goes on for 3 years. Working in this hospital. But in 1940, they finally get him. They arrest him on charges of mail fraud.
Oh, okay.
For sending out promotions for his cure.
Okay.
which I guess they were able to prove in court was not a cure. It's just spring water.
Mhm.
So he serves 4 years in Leavenworth.
Ooh.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the one you want.
Mm-hmm. I think he's not the only one coming home with fingers in bottles after that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So once his time is while he's serving his time, the hospital is shut down.
Sure.
Patients have to go home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
He eventually is released. He retires. I'll give you one guess which state he retires to.
Does it start with an F and end with a Florida?
Sure does. Sure does, my friend. So he retires in Florida. So he's gone, but the building sits empty for the next 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know, because you're an attentive listener, you may be asking yourself, "Hey, what happened to all the tumor bottles?" And I'm glad you asked that question. So in 2019, an enormous stash of glass bottles was found buried in the woods behind the Crescent Hotel.
Okay.
Some of them had small bits of unidentified tissue floating inside them.
Still, wow.
Here's a much more upsetting photo.
Oh. I don't even know what that got hacked off of, but I feel really bad for the guy who lost whatever that is.
Yeah. Look at that little guy.
Now, I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but he's got a lot of dead bodies he's processing here, and suddenly a lot of jars. I think we're probably just snipping bits off at this point, aren't we?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, if you had to snip off a bit to make it look like you were a good doctor, which bit of the human body do you think is the best one to display to make people be like, "Wow, this guy knows his stuff"?
Oh, got to be an eyeball. They're very
Think so?
delicate. It got to be an eyeball, and it's a conversation piece. You know.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So
The whole eyeball, yeah,
whole thing,
good.
whole shebang.
I'll buy that. There were probably some of those in there too. They found literally hundreds of bottles buried out there. So many bottles, they left most of them there. They're like, we're not going to dig up anymore. This is so gross.
The donkey is groaning under the weight of all the bottles. And we drank what we could, and the rest are just going to have to stay.
So a bunch of them are still buried out there behind the hotel.
Man, why does everybody go down to Arkansas to do like the diamond mine digs out in the field? This is where you should be going to dig shit up in the field.
Well, you keep spoiling things, Pat.
I'm so sorry.
Just sit tight. Well, in the spring of 1946, the building is purchased by 4 men: Herbert Shutter, Herbert Byfield, Dwight Nichols, and John Constantine.
Oh, wait.
So
wait. Hang on. I think I remember how this one ends. And
lots of magic, lots of demons.
And I think I know where all the tincture bottles are going pretty soon here.
So they set out to restore the hotel to its former glory. And they do. They bring it back to life as a luxury hotel.
Okay. The one thing it failed at.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But these guys, I got to hand it to them. They have some better business sense. One of the first things they do, they establish travel vacation packages with the railroads, with the Frisco Railroad in particular.
Okay.
Old Raccoon Skin is back, and they're bringing vacationers to the hotel. So they build themselves a nice customer base right on the Frisco. Come stay here. It's a whole thing. People could take the train ride through the Ozarks, which are very beautiful, of course. They end up at a very nice, all-inclusive hillbilly resort. And it goes great, actually. People are super into this. So the Crescent Hotel is experiencing a heyday. And on March 15th, 1967, the hotel is nearly burned to the ground. I don't know what started the fire. But it destroyed the penthouse level and most of the 4th floor as well.
Okay.
They can rebuild, but
right,
it's a pretty severe damage. Over the next several years, the hotel then passes through a few new owners. Everyone's working to rebuild it, but it's expensive, and I guess the Ozarks are weird. Yeah, so you don't want to spend a lot of time there.
Only work during the daytime before the chuds come out. It's
the night folk. Oh, you're playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Eventually you'll get to the night folk, and that's going to feel very familiar to you.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to get that far.
Keep going. Keep going. It's during this time of rebuilding that the first reports of ghosts surface.
Mm-hmm.
First, of course, it's the construction workers noticing that the tools are gone, which is step number one. But then they start seeing apparitions. And the more they build of the hotel, like the more they rebuild,
Mm-hmm.
the more ghosts they see.
Okay.
So a lot of them quit because of the ghosts,
Mm-hmm.
but they always hire new folks. Eventually, the hotel is finished. It's back in business. It's once again a hotel. And it quickly becomes very widely known as the most haunted hotel in America.
Wow. Okay.
And it is still known as that today. And I believe if you go visit the hotel today, they actually have that like in a plaque, like in stone in front of the hotel. They really have leaned in in a way that I can't help but wonder, is that good for business? So let's see, who do we have here? Let me see. First, we have Dr. Baker. He's of course a popular figure.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up pretty often in the lobby wearing a purple shirt and a white linen suit.
Very smart.
Yeah. You'll remember the lavender theme was big. He wears a lavender shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's his trademark. It's pretty common to hear the squeak of an old gurney being wheeled down the hallways.
Ooh, that's not what you want.
That's some Silent Hill shit right there. And a lot of guests report hearing that from inside the rooms. And sometimes when they look out, they will see a nurse wheeling a body under a sheet down the hall.
Oh, and you're like trying to cancel the room service as fast as possible. Like, I don't.
Is that what it is?
No longer interested.
Let's see. Gosh, that beef cheek has that's not what I was expecting. It's not what I was thinking it was going to be. Housekeepers have reported meeting a woman in room 419 who wears 1930s clothing. She introduces herself as Theodora and says that she was a cancer patient of Dr. Baker's.
Oh,
After
okay.
she says that, she vanishes.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Steve Garrison is a cook at the Crescent Hotel, and he said that one morning he was doing prep for the restaurant. He was dicing vegetables, and he looks up and he sees a little boy with pop bottle glasses, dressed in old-fashioned clothing and knickers, skipping around the kitchen.
Okay.
Which he assumes is a ghost.
Right, yeah.
But unconfirmed, I guess.
Yeah.
Another morning, Garrison turned on the lights in the kitchen, and immediately all the pots and pans came flying off their hooks. One couple
terrifying and annoying.
Yeah.
Mostly annoying.
Not going to clean this up, are you, fucking ghost? One couple complained that when they went to sleep in one of the rooms, they went to bed with just the top sheet on. No blanket, no comforter. The man wakes up in the middle of the night to find they've been tucked in with a comforter.
Okay.
Which is nice.
Right, but his wife isn't very nice. Doesn't sound like.
No. She's a shrew. Yeah.
So I knew there was a ghost.
So he throws it off and falls back asleep. And then says they were tucked in 3 more times that night. You get warm, you son of a bitch. You get warm. There's another time when 2 guests checked into room 221. When they stepped off the elevator, they almost bumped into a man wearing an all-black Victorian-style outfit. He asked them whether they needed help finding their room, and they're like, "Oh, a cool employee in a fun costume." Yeah. So they say, "Yeah, that'd be great." So he leads them to room 221. He takes their key. He unlocks the door for them.
Oh.
So they go in.
Mm-hmm.
The man stays outside the room, tilting his head from side to side.
Sure. Yeah, trying to see what he can see. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They realize, they're like, we haven't tipped him. So they grab some cash. As they approach him with the money, he has vanished.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
So
with that quarter back in my pocket. Thank you very much.
So they're like, well, that's weird. But yeah, more money. That's great.
Yeah.
Later that evening, the couple tries to re-enter their room, but the key won't work in the lock.
Special ghost key.
It's a ghost key. So they go to the front desk. They ask what's wrong with the key. And the desk attendant says, he figures out what's wrong. They have the key to room 321, not 221. He's like, I'm so sorry. We gave you the wrong key when you checked in. This one will work. They gives them the key for 221. And the couple was like, well, it worked earlier.
Yeah. Our stuff's in the room.
Yeah. And so the guy goes up with them to see that the stuff is in the room.
Yeah.
He's like, well, how did you get in before? Like, well, the the bellhop, helped us.
Yes.
And he said, "What bellhop?" And they described him. And he informed them that no such person worked at the hotel.
Oh.
One holiday season, ghosts seemed to move the Christmas tree in the main ballroom all the way across the room.
I don't mind that.
No, a little redecorating. One of the real naughty ghosts at the Crescent is a man named Michael. He is classified as a poltergeist, so he's a bit of a prankster.
Mm-hmm.
His hijinks include slamming doors shut behind guests and making them impossible to open, screaming from inside the ceiling,
Oh, you don't want that.
and reaching his hands out through bathroom mirrors. So he is a jokester.
Real funny guy.
Mm-hmm. People also see ghosts in the Victorian dress in the Crystal Dining Room.
Mm-hmm.
And there are also ghosts in the morgue, which is still there and open to guests if you want to go check it out.
What?
Here is a picture of the morgue today.
That is a morgue. Like that is. There is no. What I.
This is a cooler where the bodies were stored.
Right. Sure. Yeah. That is some sort of preparation table where the bodies are laid out and bits are cut off and put into bottles.
Yeah. A drain in the floor.
Mm-hmm. Very convenient. I also like that morgue is spray painted on the floor for some reason.
In case you're not sure where you are.
The smell, it smells like the kitchen, but it doesn't feel like the kitchen. A little cold.
So you can go check out this morgue if you want, if you take the hotel's haunted tour. Inside, you will find, as you so astutely noted here, Patrick, the autopsy table, a working, I should say, walk-in cooler, and some of the unearthed bottles with mysterious human tissue inside. The ghost tours are nightly, by the way. Go there any night of the week. You can take a ghost tour. There's a VIP option where you can do a midnight tour, and they will let you see some extra creepy spots, including the area where they dug out all those cool bottles.
Oh.
You can and if you bring your own shovel, you might be going home with a souvenir.
That's what I wanted to hear.
And
I bet it's like those resorts that like throw out a bunch of coins for the kids every morning. I bet they just go out there every few days and just throw a bunch of tincture bottles full of fingernails and like
intern fingers.
Yeah.
Pigeon. Yes, probably bird. Probably bird stuff.
Probably bird. Yeah. Probably not person stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Probably. Wink. I've actually gone on the ghost tour at the Crescent Hotel before.
Really?
Not the VIP one.
Sure, of course not. Yeah, no, you're probably a student. I understand. I couldn't afford it.
I was like 10 years old. This was one of our many, many Branson trips over the summers. We went down to Eureka Springs to just kind of check out the town.
Right.
And we went to the hotel and they're like, "Do you want to go on our ghost tour?" And I was like, Mom, can we go on the ghost tour?
Yes.
So we did. Now this was like a afternoon ghost tour. So it was, I don't remember much about it because it was so long ago. I do remember it not being scary at all because in that tour, they just took us down hallways in the hotel and they're like, inside this room is a ghost.
Yeah.
Inside this other room is another ghost. Like that was sort of the whole vibe.
But the person that rented the room is sleeping right now, as you can tell by the do not disturb thing on the doorknob.
Yeah. So it might have been that tour guide's first day. I don't know. I don't remember coming away with a great experience. But I'm interested in the VIP tour. We might have to go down there and do a live show at the Crescent Hotel. Let's see. And that's a story basically of the most haunted hotel in America, Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Whew. Eureka Springs, I should note, also fantastically LGBTQ plus friendly.
Interesting.
That's one of its whole like town, vibes, like one of the things it's known for. So go check it out. So this is a good place to bounce. Hey, if you go see Johnny Morris's thing, if you go to what's it called at Table Rock, if you go to Big Cedar,
right,
spend money there. You want to balance out, then you go to Eureka Springs. Then you do the good spend.
Exactly. Yep.
That's your balance.
Give it directly to the LGBT community.
Yeah, and then say, now I'm going to go back and give the rest of this to Johnny Morris. But it's fun down there. We should go. We should go. We're both down. We're both at Table Rock Lake all the time.
Exactly.
Just go to this
One of the
hotel.
many times we're down there summering together, pontooning about.
Our best friend pontoons. We'll just ride on down. It's only like a 30-minute drive from Branson. Anyway, so if you want to do that with us, let us know. We'll make a big trip. And that is going to do it for, we have to go. We got to record another episode, another Ozark sweet episode for Ghost Plus. We got to do a ghosty. So we're going to go talk about the story of the war. No, we're going to the story of War Eagle Mill, which is a haunted place. So if you want to hear that story and you're not a member of Ghost Plus, you're missing out. So you can go to isthisghost.com and you can find Ghost Plus and you can sign up and you'll be able to hear that story because it is fun. And we're going to do that next. While we go do that, you could go follow us on social media. We're on all the cool platforms and some of the not cool ones, I guess. We're at Is This a Ghost? We're on Facebook, Instagram. We're on TikTok if you've got that on your phone. And we're on Blue Sky as well that I keep forgetting about. I should probably go post stuff there. And like I said, join Ghost Plus. It's fun. We do lots of fun content and we could use your support. So please do that. Tell your family, tell your friends, go give us some ratings on whatever platform you listen. That would be really helpful. Is This a Ghost is a production of Smith Show Media. All the notes this week were taken by me, Clayton Smith. All the funny jokes were from Patrick Dean. Our audio editor is Jeremy Montoya. Our video editor is Jen Swanson. Our social media team is Kai Valonis, Sam Murdoch, and Jennifer Jones. And new merch is coming very soon from Fox and Quill Studio. Patrick, did you see the concept board?
I saw some of the concept. There were several on there that I am very, very excited about.
Yeah, they're kicking it up a notch for us. It's gonna be really good. So that'll be coming soon. In the meantime, you can follow Fox and Quill Studio on Instagram at Fox and Quill Studio. Please do. They're wonderful. And we can't wait till we get to show you these new designs. And that's it for us this week. I'm going to stop and listen. Everyone, Patrick, whoever's coming down your stairs, everybody, you got to stop keeping human tissue in jars. Or else
just throw it out. Just throw it out. It's okay.
Go bury it in the backyard.
Put it down the disposal. I don't care. I mean,
you're going to want to chase that with a lemon slice to really clear that air. But you got to get rid of it. Because if you don't, you're going to end up as the next episode of Is This a Ghost?